Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Today, we are going to make a vegan steak. So, as you can tell, this is a vegan kitchen. I don't use anything dead in this kitchen. So, there we go. Okay. You got your eggs from the SPTV Foundation and the MJR Aftermath Foundation. They gave you all the necessities you need. But the only thing is, the thing that you need, the necessity that you would need the most is cooking. Because, to live, you're going to have to eventually eat. So I decided to contribute by teaching you how to cook. Now, are these edible? Well, so far I succeeded, only to fall off had a little bit too much salt. So don't bother putting the salt in. So I hardly put salt in my food. But however, we're going to get right down to it, and we are going to cook. All right. First, for the vegan steak, you're going to need 1 can of kidney beans, or it could be lentil. Okay. But if you have the dried up version of this, let it sit overnight. So, all right. It's a 15-ounce can, so I would think it's about a cup and a half. So, okay, toss this in the sink. And remember, always use recyclable items. I do all the time. So, add the can of beans. First, wash out the beans. Okay? Place it in the food processor. Oh, darn it. Got to put this one on. So this is a Ninja food processor. Of course, it was my dad's before he passed away. So me and my family divvied it up, and this is what I got. So we're gonna crush it up or mix it up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. All right. We're going to do this until it's crushed and don't see a single bean left. So, okay. And while I'm in the process of crushing or cutting up, which is probably not much today, I'll give you a brief story too, just so there wouldn't be dead air. Okay, there. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to add 1/4 cup of vegetable broth. Let me get a spoon to clear it out. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, yes. I think I'm supposed to do all this in the food processor because when I got a recipe and accommodated with the recipe I wanted to make, I actually took it and then reduced it or add a little to it for copyright reasons because this is copyrighted material. Okay. All right. There we go. There. Sorry if the whole room's dark. It looks like it's going to rain outside, and I didn't use any of my lights, so that should do it. Okay. We're going to add 1/4 vegetable broth. Okay, as soon as you open it, okay, stick it into the food processor. I'll put this in a refrigerator. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's the thunderstorm. And then we're going to mish this up again. All right, there we go. Yeah, I am just skipping around and and just all right. Got the 1/4 of vegetable oil in. Looks like I'm going to end up going backwards. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Now, make sure everything, all the expiration dates are updated because it's not good to have expired products because due to, I guess, food poisoning, something bound to happen. Just make sure the expiration date is updated. But in my case, none of them are, and I needed the ingredients, so I'm taking a huge chance of using it. Okay. All right, so we're going to use 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to use the salt. We'll see, though, because I don't want my food to be salty. And the last time, well, my falafel ended up salty and I hated it. But next time around, if I make falafel again for you, we're not going to use it. Or I'll just use just a pinch and then that'll be the end. Okay, so where is my tablespoon? Okay, here it is. All right. One tablespoon soy sauce. Okay. Put this away. All right. All right. And we're going to use 1 tablespoon of tahini sauce. Okay. Hey, how you doing in there? Okay. 1 tablespoon tahini sauce. And we're making a vegan steak. All right. So we got 1 can of kidney beans. 1/4 of vegetable broth. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Just make sure that yours didn't expire. Okay, and we're gonna put, I just added in the tahini sauce. Thank you guys for coming on. I was always wondering whether I'm gonna get anyone in my chat, but thank you and welcome. And usually during the week I do have a story, but every weekend, as you know, I cook and I decide to add you guys to the fun. So here you are, here I am. And then for the vegan steak, that's right, vegan. Sorry about that. We're not going to make the real steaks because guess what? This is a vegan kitchen. Sorry, guys. I understand if you want to exit, but I hope you stay. Okay. Now, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but the soy sauce already has salt in it, so I don't think I'm going to bother putting it in. And then 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. So we're going to open it up. Oh boy. I am just having a rough time opening it. Here we go, everyone. Now, as you know, I am doing cult-free shows. Of course, I am supporting everybody who just came out of Scientology and other cults, and I want to do my part in contributing. I also have stories during the week, but of course I have my weekend cooking segment. Okay, now I'm going to put a tablespoon of tomato paste. All right. Okay. Now, tablespoon tomato paste. Okay. So there's the 1 tablespoon. And I have 1 can of the kidney beans. But if yours is dried up, soak it overnight. It would be 1.5 cups that equals the can. All right. Okay. And there's the vegetable broth. Add that into it. It's 1/4 cups. Okay. And then 2 teaspoons of garlic. But if you have the minced, use about maybe a couple of it. But, however, if you want to actually add in more garlic into your vegan steak, then go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. But afterwards, if you put in the entire clove, yeah, take a shower later. I don't mean if I'm getting too personal with you guys. All right. And then 1 teaspoon of yeast. Okay, here we go. All right. Now use a food processor. I have a small one, and it's from Ninja. And of course, as you see, I'm the only one in my household. I have no kids, no husband. And please don't make fun of me. So here we go. So when I decided to put myself out there, I decided to, you know what, give my own experience. Of course, you know, Scientology just is cruel to people with mental illness. So that's one of the reasons why I have my channel, not only to tell other heroes that came out of Scientology and telling whatever they did to them in there. They are just so brave in doing it. Okay. And we are going to, okay. All right, and then we're going to use the food processor. There we go. And every bit of the kidney beans should be gone. Okay. All right. It looks like it's gone. So then that should be it. Now, of course, everybody who got out and decided to talk about our real brave and the heroes of the story. And of course, you know, Audit LA is just getting out there in public works meeting and the commissioners meeting and really fighting for everybody in Scientology. She is a complete hero. And she got out of her house and started to pound away. I mean, even if you have some challenges, and you really want to do it, go ahead, find your own way. But guess what? She's in a wheelchair, as you can tell, and is quadriplegic. But she is getting out there anyway and being the true hero that she is, of course. Okay, take this out of the food processor. Are any of you in the chat vegans in there? All right. Now we're going to put it into the bowl. Okay. Does it look like baby food? Yeah, but it's not going to stay that way long, so. All right, guys. Thank you for popping in. I love you guys for coming in. And of course, as you know, I decided to actually come on and give a cooking segment, even though I tell stories during the week. And give a cooking demonstration or cooking lesson to also get back on a former Scientologist for survival. Of course, you need to eat to survive. So I decided to contribute recipes, including the ones from my mom. She passed away in 2008. So, and I will be making desserts too, all of it that she used to bake for me and my brother when I was a little girl and him was a little boy. So I'll put this in here. All right. Gotta get my flour. Ah! And you're thinking, now, how are you okay. All right. I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, or maybe a cup. Let's see how much. All right. And then after I put the flour in, I am going to knead it for about a minute. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Let's see if the 1 cup works. If not, I'll put in another half. Okay. Of course, I found a recipe. It's not the same one. I had to redo it because, you know, there are copyright laws out there in the world, as you know. And I don't want to get sued. So I did it up a bit. So, oh boy. And I'm going to knead it up. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to need another cup. And just knead it for about a minute. You can't, just make sure you don't overwork it because it's not going to taste like a steak. So I'm going to put 1 more cup. Oh boy. Now, all right, there we go. There's that 1 more cup. And then I think that should be it. Now we're going to knead it for about a minute. Does my recipe always works? Yeah, it does. And now this is unbleached flour. So, okay, of course, I want to try and only knead it for about a minute, but I don't know how long it's going to be together. Okay. Well, maybe about a minute or 2. Let's see. All right. There we go. Now, if you just hop on, you know I'm making vegan steaks. Is it going to work? We'll see. Okay. Now, you can serve it with rice. Okay. And maybe I'll cook rice right after I cook this. It's an Armenian rice, of course. You guys know it as rice pilaf. We'll see if I'll actually make it. All right, now I'm going to stop kneading this because that's what it's called. Let me get my hands clean. Clean yourself, because you know what? I am. Of course, there's more of you there, but it says one viewer. Oh no, mod. But you know, you guys are great. Thank you for coming on. I was starting to feel lonely in here, but okay. And now we are going to take 1 tablespoon of oil. Oops. I forgot to put garlic in there. Let me get the garlic. All right. Okay, so it's about 2 teaspoons. Let me put the 2 teaspoons in there. Of course, I got lots of garlic in my house, so I can't live without garlic. So there's 2 teaspoons garlic. Okay, there we go. Now I have to knead it again because I forgot to put it in. All right, there we go. Now, all right, there. Now I'm not going to knead it too long because it won't be a steak if you knead it too long. So only knead it for about maybe 2-3 minutes. And then there it is. All right, there we go. My hands don't smell like garlic. So now while I'm searing this in the pan, I'll tell you a story. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to add a tablespoon of, excuse me, everybody. All right. I got to clear this out of my way because I need room. Of course, my kitchen's, is it a normal sized kitchen? Well, we define normal, but all right. I'm sorry if it appears too dark because I didn't bring my other lighting. I didn't think I needed, but guess what? It appears to be dark because it's going to start to get ready to rain. Okay, now let me get my, all right. Now we're going to put it on medium heat. All right, there we go. Add 1 tablespoon of the oil. Now this prevents the vegan steak from sticking. Okay? So there we go. All right. Okay. Yeah, why not? Now, I hope you guys come on tomorrow because I'll be cooking brunch, as you all know. Now, oh, hello, my green glass. How have you been? Now, of course, I'm having this on medium to high. Okay, yeah, I said I wasn't going to knead it too long, and there we go. And, oh, thank you. All right. That is just so great. Thank you all for popping in. All right, so we're going to swirl around. Okay. We're going to swirl around this pan. Let's see if it's, oh, and this oven cooks, this whole stove cooks so fast. I guess today's modern day stove is cooking so much faster. This I just got maybe 9 months ago or last year, somewhere like that. and it cooks so fast. So I have to keep everything to the minimum. And of course, if you're shopping for a stove, make sure you ask your salesperson how fast it cooks, because I think they probably have that kind of knowledge since they're selling you a stove. All right. So here's our first vegan steak. All right, we're going to pop it right into the pan. Is it going to taste good? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Sorry if it appears that it's not great. And of course, you know there are copy laws, laws out there. And we don't want to break any laws or get sued. So there. Okay. Now, all right. I didn't need it long. All right. All right. It's starting to sizzle. Now, let's see here. If I had the material, if I have the ingredients for rice peel, I'll make it. Let's see. All righty. Let's see. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks like I have a product that's a lentil spaghetti. But do any of you need to go somewhere? I won't keep you. Need to go somewhere? I won't stop you, I promise. But, okay. Yep, it's there sizzling. And here's another one I made. All right. Now, as you know, okay. Now, and let's see. I don't want dead air, so let me conjure up a conversation. All right. All right, and here's another steak. Looks like I'm going to be cooking 3 of them. Let's see what I can get out of this. Okay. And here's half of it. Now, nowadays, we have to be careful because if we throw away food, it can contribute to holes in the ozone layer. So we have to be careful not to throw food away that often. So, if you know you're not going to eat something for a while, I guess skip it. All right. All right. Now, you know what? I'm going to wait off to make the Armenian rice. So I don't want to throw this away because I don't want to contribute any of the holes in the ozone layer. Of course, you know that I mentioned in one of my stories that Laura FM's dad was made to actually get on to one of the Scientology's hate sites starring Laura's father. Now, deliver the message to Scientology by saying it ain't right to break up families. Go into the site where Laura Anderson's father's in and let Scientology know this is unacceptable by giving a thumbs down. If you don't want to go on the site, that's fine. I would understand that. When I first did it, I'm like, forget it. I don't want to get their channel monetized, but at the same time, I wanted to send them a message saying, no way, you can't break up families and get away with it. So pop on the site, give it a thumbs down. And if you want to leave a comment saying you can't do this to families, etc., go right ahead. Give it a thumbs down. Oh, if only you can smell this, everybody. It smells great. So now we're going to see if we can flip it over. No, not yet. It's not brown on the other side. Of course, that's what I did when I did that story about Laura FM's dad. And then I decided to not let them, that's my way of saying you cannot break up families and treat people like dirt and break them up. It's unacceptable. So I gave it a thumbs down. You want to follow my link? Go right ahead. That's great. If you don't, that should be great too. So then, all right. Oh, now there's 4 of you there. Thank you for popping in. Okay. And, oh, you know what? On Thursday, or was it Friday? I kept thinking it was Friday or Thursday. Brain Frog hurt herself when one of Scientology's sandwich board fell on her ankle. So, okay. And I mean, now she's all bruised up. So give her some well wishes. And at the same time, they ignored her. And then finally, when they came out to get the sandwich board, they did not acknowledge her or ask her how she's doing. They just out and out just ignored her altogether. They didn't ask her if she was okay. This is how less Scientology thinks of people. Now, go on her site and ask her if she's okay. I'm planning on doing it. I just don't know when. Give her some well wishes. Oh my gosh, it smells so amazing. Only if you can see this. Okay, there we go. It's ready to go. Oh my gosh. It smells wonderful. If only it's smell-o-vision. So, all right. All right. Now, what else happened? As you recall, Scientology don't care if people get hurt. And you've seen the way they treat the protesters and other critics. It's unacceptable. And as you recall, last year, Confident Chris was beat up and needed staple in his head and stitches. And this is all due to Scientology paying a street person to beat him up. So, and then, of course, as you know it, on the 4th of July, oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. If you want to get back on and get the recipe, I would. All right. Okay. It's getting, oh my gosh. It smells so great. I wish you guys can smell this. Oh, and thank you for coming on. Of course, I wish I can answer questions. Let's see here. Yeah, I want to bring up the chat, but my hands are dirty and I don't want nothing happening to my computer. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking sideways. All right. Hello, green grass. All right. Green grass. All right. Yes. Yeah, she got hurt. Yes, I think yesterday or Thursday. All right. Oh, if only you guys can smell this. Yeah, they did not care. And then when she told them about that, they didn't do nothing. And the lady in there saying, "Have a nice day," as if, yeah, she was obnoxious. Yeah, it fell over, and then it took them 10 minutes to actually come out and get it. It was a real hazard just leaving it there. And of course, Club Brain Fraud cordially went in, told them about it, but they did not come out right away to get it. They waited 10 minutes to actually come out and receive it. Yeah, they were so careless. It's unbelievable. But, yeah. All right. Yeah. When you need the steak, don't knead it no more than 2.5 minutes. And oh my gosh, I wish you guys can smell this. It smells amazing. I got the herbs in there. Well, yeah, sort of. Now, is garlic considered an herb? Oh, I don't know. But I'll definitely be on tomorrow to actually cook up. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Confident Curse got hurt. Also need a tooth replaced. Yes, I know. It was horrible. Keep talking smack about the Scientologist. The troll will eventually archive. Hey. Yeah, Laura FM was force of nature. Oh my gosh. She has the most good strength to come out of that. Yeah. And what they did to her and her father was unbelievable. And it happened right on Father's Day, out of all days. That's how evil David Miscavige is. And Tom Cruise, he is just, now, unbelievable. He just tolerates every single thing he does. Now, Aaron Smith, Levin, and Mark and Claire Hadley have all the information by under the radar Scientologists. I used to know a couple. One is an independent Scientologist, and the other one was in Scientology. Is he out of Scientology? I really hope so. But if he isn't, oh. Okay. Okay, there. All right, this one is definitely done. All right. Now, I don't have a steak sauce. And maybe next time I'll make it. All right. And here it is. All right. And let's see if I can get rid of this small thing. Now, did you guys see my show other times before? And there's one mod in my chat. Yay! Thank you guys for coming on. All right. And, oh my gosh, I had to cook in hot weather. So, oh, maybe I'll also make zucchini salad too. So let's do that. Right after this, I'm making zucchini salad for you guys. You like that? Okay. Now, all right. Yes, I am definitely trying to get everything out of the bowl, as you can see. All right. Okay. And not only I'm going to cook these fabulous foods for you, of course, my family is not a vegan or a vegetarian. I'm the only one. All right. So I got most of it out. Yeah. And of course, you all know Aaron and Serge. Well, Serge had adventures in there that you'll never forget for a small child in Scientology who was assaulted by an older person. He told his story out there. And of course, Scientology, known it all along, I just bet you. Okay. All right. All right, that's as most as I can do. I got that little thing out of there. All right. All right. Yeah, it's small. I wanted to use everything in the bowl. When I was growing up and I wanted to lick a cake bowl, guess what? My mother scraped it so clean I couldn't even lick it. Me and my brother never had a chance to do it because she was always good at it. Did she actually want us to lick a bowl? I don't think so, because she always cleaned it, wiped it clean whenever she was baking. Everything went in to her cake pans. So me and my brother never had a chance. So, oh my gosh. All right. All right. Okay. Then after this one, I will definitely, let me put one more tablespoon of olive oil. Oh, here it is. So it doesn't burn. All right, there we go. Yeah. But yes, what we all need to do whenever we need to survive, we eat to survive, not live to eat. And let's see. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Before the internet, nobody knew the horrible things Scientology did until the internet. And you all know that for sure. Now, being educated about the cult is great. And Scientology, of course, couldn't keep a secret any longer because for years they've been claiming they were a victim when in fact they were the perpetrators. Yep. And it looks like Tom Cruise turned into another version of David Miscavige. Yeah. Okay. Now, okay. Let's see. I hope I'm not boring you guys. So, okay. Now, all right. Now, guess what? I will make a zucchini salad for you. All right. Let me rinse off my hands. Now, all right. Now, okay. All right. Now, I am definitely going to make a zucchini salad for you. And tomorrow when you come back on, it's going to be a real treat because I got a treat for you tomorrow. And it's dessert. When you come on back for brunch, do I have other plans to make brunch? Yeah, because, in the weekend when I cook, I'm definitely going to get you guys to join me. Oh, boy. Ugh. I have other cutting boards, but of course that area is too small to use. So I have to use something a little smaller version. So there we go. Do I like to cook? Well, you know what? I think it's something. Of course. And because we need to cook to survive. Of course, you all know. Now, I don't think any of the Scientologists cook. They have a cafeteria or whatever it is they have. All right. So, okay. Got that one bowl in there. All right. So, I got 3 zucchinis. I'm going to chop it off. All of them. Put it into this bowl. So, we're having zucchini salad and the vegan steaks. Taste. Do you want me to taste it for you, or you rather keep it to the imagination? What do you think, guys? Okay. Let's see here. I mean, it did smell amazing when I actually was cooking it. I think it's my taste. I think it's okay, but you know what? Everybody has their own taste. So there we go. It's somewhere between kidney beans and bread. It tastes a lot like bread. But I think I'm being very honest with you. Oh, let me get my knife. For this, I don't think your knife doesn't have to be so big. So, all right. And then after I cut up all of the zucchini, I'm going to use my mother's recipe for dressing. All right. All righty. Now, it looks like I'm on 7 days a week, and I get so tired, but you know what? I love the show I have. I have good roots on the performing arts. I've been an actress for years. I started as a teenager, and of course, you know, it's a tough field to get in. But if any of your kids or you want to be an actor, make sure you fall back on another career just in case it doesn't work out. I mean, I highly recommend it. So, yeah, I wish I'd done it sooner because you don't know what's down the road. Of course, my family, I am so blessed. They took me in and they gave me a roof. Does my family actually live under the same roof as me? No, because it won't work out. But, you know, do we have our problems? Ooh, a lot of it. Yeah. My family, I have a family history of mental illness. My mother was a schizophrenic, and my dad was bipolar before he passed away on October. Okay. Yeah, but they were still nice people. My dad was okay. But my mom, oh, she was the sweetest lady around. And yeah, my mother was very Christian. She always went to church. Am I a church person? Well, well, I do go on occasions, but do I still believe in God? Yes. Do I believe in Jesus? Yes. I also believe in this earth, and I love worshiping everything that's on this planet because that's what God gave us. All right. All righty. So we cut up the zucchini. You wedge it. You cut it into a wedge and then cut it up. All right. You know what? I love being here with all of you. Of course, you know that. And I actually decided to come on with my own channel because of all the mental health issues that some of the Scientologists have and their stance against psychiatrists. That is the most horrible thing I have ever heard. And they think people who have mental illness should be thrown away. That's not the way I want to be treated, and I'm sure everybody else does too. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to come out with my channel. And let's see what else. And the other reason is because it's so awful that they're being kept in that building. And as you know, it's the buildings that Scientology has and the security guards they have is made to keep people in, not to keep people out. All right. Now, And of course, you know that Confident Chris was paid. Well, Confident Chris was beat up by somebody that was paid in OSA. Yeah, our tax dollars right there. And the fact that David Miscavige is using it to actually, he used all the tax exempt money to buy 80% of downtown and keeps dangling that carrot in front of everyone's face in Clearwater, including the residents there. And now they no longer want to go downtown, which is horrible. And Congress is not saying anything. And of course, you know, they also have, I don't know how they got this 1.5 billions of water. I don't know why they need it. They actually thought they were donating it, but I forgot what site I got it off of. And I forgot the name of the person that reported it. Anyways, and they also use that water to wash off all the chalk that the protesters put on public property. That's your tax dollars right there. Okay. Now, we all know zucchini is so healthy for you. The best thing ever. Do I like zucchini cooked? It's okay. But, however, I like mine's raw and in a salad. And it's just so cool. I got this recipe. I just don't remember where I got it. That's the thing. All right. And we also know that they use it for private investigators, high-priced lawyers. Usually churches do not spend money like that. We all know that. Even if you're a Buddhist, they don't spend money like that. They don't even spend money like that. It's something else. And of course, you all know Mark Headley said him and Claire went on Dateline for an interview. Of course, Mark told everybody that before they aired it, Scientology managed to cut that off. Now, as you know, all programming, including your favorite shows on TV, they have to pay their taxes too. The actors, the crew, they have to pay the taxes. Of course, they're not tax exempt. They have to pay their taxes. We all know that. They did that, and it costed us money. Yes. Since they stopped it from airing, that's all our tax money going into that show. Never made it on the air, but guess what? We can also try to actually let's try writing Dateline and see if they would air it. Tell your friends to write to the network. I think it was Dateline. I think it's on Channel 4. Get everybody to write and say, we want to see that piece on our set. Would I do it? I'm going to try. But the only way they'll air it if it's if their internet is blowing up and everybody writes to actually get it aired. That's when they'll air it. So let's try writing them and see if they would air it. What do you think? Tell a friend. Now, as of me, was I fair gamed? Well, nobody's outside my door, thank God, but at the same time, so far, I am doing cult shows, but so far I've done all Scientology. I started it on March, and then in April, my computer was hacked, and they were all stories on Scientology. So I get the hint that they did it. But I took care of that. I got the company that made the computer, which is Hewlett Packard. I got in touch with them and they helped me get back on. Now, if you have problems like this, call your local computer company and they'll fix it up. All right. Keep on cutting. I'm not boring you guys, am I? All right. Okay. Okay. We're having this. And did I like my steak? Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm being honest, but it's somewhere between a bread and beans. It's like, yeah. Sorry, if you don't want to have it, you don't have to, but all right, we're going to dump this in there. I'm going to use all my zucchini because I don't want anything to happen to it because it's been in there for about a week now. So I'm going to use it up before it rots. And so far, it didn't do that. It's super clean. So throw that in the bowl. And we all know Scientology uses child labor. It's illegal. Now, yeah, this is something. Now, we expect things like that to happen in other countries, but we never expect it to happen here. Now, you probably heard the story before about my dad, because when his father passed away, his mother had to pull him out of school to put him to work. Because I don't think Turkey allows women to work. Maybe, maybe not, but and then he married off his older sister. That's the way it went when his father died. And it was, yeah, you expect those things to happen in other countries, not here in the United States. And it's disgusting that Congress and the government is not noticing it. And of course, now the way we can stop this and have their tax exempt status pulled away from you, go to SPTV space and find your local state Congress. Now, in the state I'm in, one is pending. So I have to wait. Now, you get to your congressperson and ask them how they feel about having hearings to get Scientology's tax exempt status revoked. And I did that a couple of times. One lady, I don't know if she's a female. I don't know whether or not she knows what Scientology is or not. They just got back to me and they said she's looking after the environment, employment, but never even mentioned Scientology. There you go. So either she doesn't know what Scientology is, or they got to her and contributed to her campaign or wined and dined her. That's what they do. Or she doesn't know what Scientology is. So that's just the way you go. But write your local Congress and ask them that. Of course. And now, the state I live in only has 13 Scientologists. That's not many. And they claim they got 10 million members worldwide. If that was the case, they should be at least 1,000 living in the state I am in. But no. There's no 10,000 members. They're grasping at straws. All right, that's the number that David Miscavige threw out there, because I looked it up on the internet and little behold, there was only 13. And this was at, let's see, I believe it was 2012. I believe it was that. But yeah, that was the last I checked. How much do they have now? You know what? I'm not sure. Because most of the orgs are sitting empty now. How I came about finding out about Scientology. Of course, I was writing a book. Of course, I can't get to it now because it was due to my personal problems and I can't get in. Of course, and I jumped on. I did a story on L. Ron Hubbard. So to research this, I actually hopped on to the internet, and little behold, there is Aaron Smith Levin. He was the first one I saw out of the former Scientologist group. He is great. And Tori Crispin, she is the treasure. And let me throw this away. Here's zucchini number 3. All right. All right. Now, if you don't like the vegan steak, I can understand. It's a vegan recipe. It's not like a regular steak at all. It's going to taste different. But other products that are in the market, they do taste like the original thing. But at the same time, they have so many chemicals that's not needed. But according to John Poe, our hero, the former police commissioner of Michigan, states that ingredients in these foods causes cancer. Of course, he is one of the true heroes. And he did talk about police corruption before he actually ended his stream about Scientology. And it was due to, you know who. Yeah. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to even give him the pleasure. So, yeah. Anyhow, and oh boy, thank you for coming on my site. Love you all. And I am going to cook for you again tomorrow, and I will be bringing you stories about, I'm spotlighting every protester and everybody in their shows, because especially the ones that used to be in Scientology, they're the most bravest, and they are the heroes. They came out of it, and now they're talking about it to expose them. And of course, I asked Natalie if the internet made a difference on Scientology's illegal, putting a light on Scientology, and she said it did. So keep on hopping on all the anti-Scientology channels and support those guys and the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. And you know what? I'm not knocking religion. People can practice any religion they want as long as they don't hurt anyone. Now, the original church, I don't find what they do wrong, because even though I don't go to church that often, I grew up apostolic and went to the Armenian church growing up. Of course, I'm Armenian and my parents came from Turkey. I was born in Boston. Okay. I'm going to throw this in the bowl. How long? Oh, wow, it's been an hour. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourself big time. All righty. So here I am cooking up a storm for you guys. That's my last zucchini. I have all 3 zucchinis in this bowl, and I will be making a dressing. And I am having a time of my life on the internet. My heart goes out to everybody that does the channel and is brave. Of course, the bravest one of all, who started this whole thing, Aaron Smith Levin. He started the SPTV network. So, yeah. I am just awful gray hair. Do you think I should dye it? Press 1 if you think I should. Press 2 if you think, no, don't do it. Okay. I guess you're letting me do it on my own free will, huh? Let's see here. Ooh. You don't want me to dye my hair, huh? Well, yeah. Yeah, usually I sometimes get my hair dyed if I feel like it. Otherwise, I have the tendency to let it grow gray and then dye it. That's what I do. But you all say no, don't dye it. Yeah. Or is that? Oh, second. Okay, you think I should? Now, or does the one stand for the platform on the chat? Okay. And let's see here. All right. All right. Okay. And of course, you know, Natalie is making her hair go gray. And she is just a lovely person who pulled her entire family out of Scientology. And she succeeded. And now she's a Grammy to Nina and Oliver. Yeah, every small child out there is cute, aren't they? And all right, there we go. They're all in there. Now, oh, I wish I can stay on air with you guys forever and ever and ever. But I guess eventually we're going to call it a day. But I'm not finished yet. I still have to make the dressing. So we're going to add olive oil. Hope I don't accidentally ruin my laptop. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to get a tiny custard. Okay. There. And oh boy. All right. Let's see. Where is my cup? Oh, here it is. All right. Now we're gonna put dressing in there, and I am gonna use my mom's recipe. First of all, we're gonna use half cup of olive oil, but if you want to use other oils, fine, go right ahead. Of course, you know I had this for months. Okay. We're gonna pour it in to a small custard bowl. Okay. And then, now don't forget to wipe this off with a paper towel, because guess what? If there's oil left over, wipe it off. And whenever you use oil and it looks like there's so much left over, take a paper towel, wipe it off, because you know it can clog up your sink. I know I always mention it, and I'm always firm on it. Not even liquid plumber can get it off. Now, usually when your sink gets clogged up, make sure you call your plumber. Now, pouring liquid Drano in there will make it even worse. Believe it or not, I heard that somewhere. So, all right, and lemon juice. Let me get it. Okay. Yeah, here it is. I need a tablespoon. Where is my tablespoon? All right. Oh boy. All right, let's see here. Oops. I knew this. I did this. Okay. Now I have to wash it off because I threw it into my sink. All right. Now we're going to put 3 tablespoons and a half a cup of olive oil. 1, 2, 3. Oh, was that 2 or 3? You guys know? Let me see here. Let me get a fork. All right. Now, you use a small whisk to mix up your dressing. Now, I need 1 more teaspoon. Okay, here, 3 tablespoons lemon juice. Now, if you don't have a whisk, then a fork will do just fine. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. I don't want to spill it into my laptop, so. And maybe I should get an overhead to actually show you what it looks like. Oh, it's turning out so great, guys. All right. All right. And a teaspoon of oregano. This is the half teaspoon. I can't find it. I must have keep throwing things in there and don't realize it. But however, now, am I going to be protesting? Eventually, I probably will, but I don't want to go out there alone. Forget it. So I am going to put people together. Now, I did not disclose the area that I was living in, but I'm somewhere in the Cleveland area. I'm not going to tell you what area. Somewhere in Ohio. I understand. But what town? I'm not going to say it. All right. And now, I'm actually making plans to try and get Miss Kim on. Of course, you know, she is one of the protesters out in Texas. So I have her pending. So I'm going to get in touch with her today. And I got another surprise for everybody, including everybody in the SPT community and the former Scientologist community. So I'm working on that right now in hopes it will happen. All right. I keep making the phone call, but I called the people that I'm trying to get in touch with twice. Okay, here it is. I'll tip it over. All right. Yeah, I'm going to get an overhead to show you guys what it looks like. It's like really light. Forget it. I'm not succeeding. Anyhow, oh, it's really beautiful. All right. And then I'll go over the recipes that I used for my vegan steak. Did it taste good? Well, it was okay, but I got it out of a site that made it, and I had to readjust it because of copyright issues. I don't want to get sued. I can't afford to go to court anyway. So, all right, pour it in. All righty. Now, you know I'm on, okay, Mondays through Fridays, I'm usually on from at 4:00 or 4:30, Mondays through Fridays, and then on the weekend I cook. And I thought of this idea because I wanted to contribute in helping out Scientologists who are coming out of Scientology to learn how to cook. And this is the way I want to do it, because I can't afford to give money. So this is my way of contributing. So here we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get an overhead for all this. Oh, it's on hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, I have to wipe this off because I don't want anything happening to my sink. All right. Okay. Since it's all oil, wipe everything off before putting it in the sink. But you know what? Eventually, something's going to happen to your sink, whether it's oil or not. But it hasn't happened to my sink, I think, in 5 years, I think. So we're going to wipe it clean. Wipe everything out, because the last thing you want is for your sink to clog up. Throw this out. Okay. Now, okay, wipe it all off, because we can't let our sink clog up. No way. And to save money and water in the environment when using the sink, I learned this from my uncle and he's firm at saving every penny in his house. When you're washing dishes and you're not using it at the moment, shut it off. And then when you're done soaping, turn it back on, rinse it. And since he gave me that tip, I've been using it ever since. And he was really firm on it too. And then I started getting into the habit. So, yeah. And thank you guys for popping on my channel. And I do have a chat button, but it's not here. It's in a room. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm surrounded by all my artwork. I'm an artist by trade, not just an actor. I call myself a pure artist. Not only I love to act, but I also paint. And of course, I ran out of ideas, so I will eventually paint again. I have about 134 work of art. So, okay, it's wiped clean. Throw it in the sink. And we're also gonna, wipe. No, this doesn't have to be wiped clean. It's just lemon juice. All right, and then now we're gonna mix up the zucchini. So let's get down to it. Now, all right, mix it up. Now, my mother really used her own dressings when making a salad. She never even bought salad dressing. She always made her own and then poured it right into the salad. Never brought any salad dressing. She always used her own. So, stir it up. Now, if you have onions and want to put it in, you can. Now, okay. Now, stir it up. Now, of course, you know I love my garlic, so I'm going to sprinkle a few garlic in here. I can't live a day without garlic. Just going to sprinkle it on. Not too much because I don't want to stink. But you know what? I live off of garlic. I love garlic. That's how much I love it. So I put it in there. If you want to put in the garlic, go right ahead. Oh, I'm almost going on 2 hours. I've been on for 1 hour and 38 minutes. All right, here we go. This is what it looks like. What do you think, guys? All right, I don't want to do this, but oh no, I still have to tell you what I put into my vegan steak. Okay, put in 1 can of kidney beans, or if you want to use lentil can, 1 teaspoon of yeast, 2 teaspoons garlic in a food processor. Of course, mine's small. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and if you want, you can put 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Optional. I just choose not to put it in. I had another disaster last week when I put salt in my falafel. I put a little bit too much because, you know, usually I have to do up my own recipe because of copyright reasons, which is the reasons. And 1 tablespoon tahini sauce, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, 1/4 cup vegetable broth, and 2 cups of unbleached flour. This is for the vegan steak, and this is what it turned out to be. Sort of between, I think it tastes a little like bread, to be honest with you. But it had that bean flavor in there. It wasn't bad. I did it up okay. And, okay. And for the zucchinis, I used 3 zucchinis, 1/2 cup of oil in a custard, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then 2 teaspoons of oregano. And that's how I did it. All right. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for brunch. That's right, brunch. What am I going to cook? I don't know yet. I'm going to see what I'm going to cook. I'm going to hop onto the internet, see what I can find, and then do it up in my own way so I don't get sued. And I have another treat for you that I'm going to make. So, see you tomorrow.